Wheel bearing noise is a common yet often misunderstood issue that vehicle owners may encounter while driving. As a critical part of your car's wheel assembly, wheel bearings ensure smooth wheel rotation and support the vehicle's weight. When they begin to fail, they produce distinct noises that can serve as an early warning of potential problems. In this video, we'll dive into what wheel bearings are, the symptoms and causes of wheel bearing noise, the risks of ignoring it, and practical solutions to deal with it. Wheel bearings are small but mighty components nestled within your vehicle's wheel hub assembly. Made up of steel balls or rollers encased in a metal ring, they minimize friction between the wheel and axle, allowing the tires to spin effortlessly while bearing the car's load. Lubricated with grease and protected by seals, wheel bearings are designed for durability, but they're not invincible. When they wear out or get damaged, they can produce noises that range from subtle hums to alarming grinds, signaling the need for attention. Understanding their role is the first step to recognizing why these noises matter. The telltale sign of a failing wheel bearing is a noise that changes with your driving. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, and a low rumble starts to creep into your ears. As you pick up speed, it grows into a steady hum or growl. This is the classic sound of a worn wheel bearing, tied directly to wheel rotation rather than engine speed. A persistent hum or growl that intensifies with speed is the most common symptom. If the damage worsens, you might hear a harsh grinding or a high-pitched whine, signs of metal-on-metal contact inside the bearing. The sound may change during turns. For instance, if it gets louder when you turn left, the right wheel bearing could be the culprit as the vehicle's weight shifts onto it. These noises can be subtle at first, easily mistaken for road noise or tire hum. But if they persist across different surfaces or grow more pronounced, it's time to investigate further. Wheel bearings don't fail out of the blue. Several factors can push them to the breaking point. After tens of thousands of miles, the constant pressure and rotation naturally wear down the bearings, especially in older or high-mileage vehicles. The grease inside the bearing can degrade or leak, leaving the steel components to grind against each other. Water, dirt, or road salt can sneak past damaged seals, corroding the bearing and accelerating wear. If a bearing isn't installed correctly, say with too much or too little preload, the tension applied to it, it can wear unevenly and fail prematurely. Hitting potholes, driving through floods, or tackling rugged terrain puts extra stress on the bearings, hastening their demise. Each of these factors disrupts the bearing's ability to function quietly and smoothly, leading to the noises drivers hear. Brushing off wheel bearing noise isn't just a gamble with your comfort. It's a roll of the dice with your safety. A failing bearing generates heat and friction, which can spiral into serious problems. In extreme cases, a bearing can lock up entirely, freezing the wheel mid-drive or even break apart, risking wheel detachment. Both scenarios could lead to a catastrophic accident. The extra strain can misalign your suspension, wear tires unevenly, or damage the hub and axle, ballooning repair costs. What starts as a $100–300 bearing replacement could turn into a $1,000+ overhaul if ignored for too long. The stakes are high. Prompt action can mean the difference between a quick fix and a roadside nightmare. So, what should you do if you suspect wheel bearing trouble? Start with diagnosis, then move to repair and prevention. Note when the noise appears. Does it tie to speed or turning? This can pinpoint the affected wheel. Jack up the car safely and wiggle the wheel. Excessive looseness or wobble suggests a worn bearing. A grease around the hub or wheel area hints at a breached seal and potential bearing damage. Replacing a wheel bearing often requires pressing it out of the hub with specialized tools, a job best left to a mechanic. They'll ensure the new bearing's preload is spot on, avoiding future issues. Some cars have sealed bearings, replace only, while others use serviceable ones you can repack with grease. Your mechanic can clarify what's in your vehicle. Preventing issues in the future will mean a lot. Have your bearings inspected during regular maintenance, especially after rough drives or high mileage. For serviceable bearings, repack with fresh grease as recommended. Avoid potholes and harsh conditions when you can to ease the load on your bearings. Wheel bearing noise is a red flag no driver should ignore. From the subtle hum of early wear to the grinding scream of a bearing on its last legs, these sounds carry a message. Act now to stay safe and save money. By recognizing the symptoms, humming, growling, or shifting noises, and understanding their causes like wear or contamination, you can catch problems early. Don't let a small issue spin out of control. Listen to your car, get it checked, and keep your wheels rolling smoothly for miles to come.